Man, I don't know how to make this video without sounding cruel. And I'm getting older myself, so, your mortality, the older you get, the more it kind of stares you in the face. I just turned 55 yesterday. Yesterday was my birthday. I love October. It's my favorite time of the year. And obviously, I was born in October, so it's another reason to be happy about October. But, the older I get, the more I think about what I've done in my life and what could I have done and what should I keep doing and what should I do in the future. And it's sad, I did some things earlier in my life that I thought were pretty good. I mean, I helped start Habitat for Humanity in Chattanooga, and I was part of the Chattanooga Neighborhood Enterprise when it first started up, and all these things are kind of local and you don't know anything about them. But my point is that I don't expect people to treat me one way now just because of something I did 20, 30 years ago. They should look at me on what I'm doing now. What am I accomplishing now? What are my goals? And I really feel bad. In a way, I feel sorry for John McCain. In another way, I don't, because people are going to criticize me for criticizing him. Because my knee-jerk reaction was, after listening to his speech, I guess it was yesterday, he won some sort of Liberty Award, and instead of gracefully accepting the award, and he had to bash really the whole right of middle. Everybody that's not a leftist, he basically bashed, in my book, and that's just sad, because I don't know what he thinks he's going to accomplish. He grandstands. I guess and I feel sorry for the guy. I know he's got cancer, and I know he's coming to the end of his life, and these are the final years of his life, and that's, I feel bad about that. But I don't know, today could be the last day of my life. I don't know. But I'm not going to try to grandstand, and change history, or attempt to propagandize my way to the end of my life, which is what I feel like he's doing. He basically, you just have to go watch his speech. Really, and even if you're a liberal or a conservative, just go watch it and you'll see what I mean. I mean, the guy, he was a great guy. He was, a Vietnam vet, a prisoner of war, all that. That's great, but my God, okay, I get it. That's your history, but I still think what you're doing at the end of your life is wrong. Basically reinforcing this idea that anybody who has a sense of nationalism about their country is a racist. He didn't basically say that, but all of this stuff, the leftist propaganda, and see, he knows this better than anybody, being in the military, how effective propaganda is. Our first involvements in Vietnam were special forces, the propaganda, the insurgency, working against the communists, all this stuff. We were doing all that stuff before we actually started carpet bombing, right? So he should know better than anyone. And it's almost like he's playing along with leftist propaganda at the end of his life. Why? It's hard to even know where to start I've already been 4 minutes. People who have a sense of nationalism are not racist. I'm not a white nationalist. I'm an American, okay? And I love my country. And I want my country to be strong. I want my military to be strong. I want my borders to be strong. I want the people who come here to immigrate. I want diversity. I want people from all around the world to come here, but I want them to become Americans, to meld their culture, the culture that they bring, to let it amalgamate not to bring your culture here to segregate your culture from our culture. You know, we don't need Muslim Americans, we don't need African Americans, Canadian Americans, Mexican Americans. You come here, bring your culture, meld it, let it blend, okay? That's what we're looking for. When we say nationalism, that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about racism or white being the only race, you know? And to see how effective, it's very frustrating for me to be aware. Everybody, no matter what side of the spectrum, political spectrum you're on, should be aware of how effective this propaganda is. It's the first tool of war, and the left understands this. The left basically are propaganda experts, even more so than the right. The right, one of the weaknesses of people on the right is that they consider themselves rugged individuals. We can make it on our own. We don't need government, you know. So we don't tend to group up in little groups and form plans, right? We got our own little program, you know. We want to make ourselves successful. We want to work hard, you know. We don't need stinking government, you know. And so, but the left is the exact opposite. You know, they can get on social media and whip up a riot in a heartbeat, you know. So we have to be aware of this propaganda. If you're not aware of it, just start opening your mind a little bit and seeing that at the present time, that the whole entire schema of America is changing, and it's due nothing. If you don't understand that it's due nothing to but propaganda, then you're missing the boat. The right has a majority in the Senate and the House and a Republican president, and what are we getting done? Zilch. I mean, Trump's basically getting things done through executive orders, as Barack Obama did, and that's a shame. You know, it's a shame our Congress is so filled with people like John McCain that are not representing the party that they ran for. You know. So anyway, I feel like I'm rambling now, but I just can't get over sometimes seeing what people are saying and how they're acting, especially, you know, when they get older, like John McCain, and come to it's almost like he wants to somehow immortalize himself in speeches and his actions. You know, going to the House floor or the Senate floor and, you know, thumbs down on, you know, the repeal of Obamacare. All this grandstanding. Come on, John. You know, die gracefully, die like a man. You know, don't propagandize your way to heaven. Okay? See you guys.